What's up, everybody? Clint here with my rapid reaction to racing the oh, sorry, I'm coughing like literally everyone else who raced the BT Epic today. It was an extremely dry and dusty race today. So other than the whoever won the pro class, and even probably whoever won probably didn't start in the front, maybe they did, we all inhaled ridiculous, copious amounts of dust today. The trails were absolutely powder bone dry. Just talcum powder dust all over the place. So bad that, you know, this year, unlike last year, I got to the top of the descent into Brazil Creek with clear trail, but my eyes were so dusty and burning, plus the wind in the morning was really cold, that I couldn't go fast because I could not see. Even with glasses on, the wind just had my eyes watering, burning so bad that I couldn't even see going down the hills. So good news is the fall colors this particular year, because it's so dry, are really beautiful. Wish I could have taken them in on the trail more, but yeah, this year went much better than last year. No knee pain whatsoever. Did deal with a lot of just kind of fighting off legs that were wanting to cramp, and just really having to manage that. But I can tell you, so my finish time this year, last year I was just over 8 hours. This year I was 6:18. I was shooting for a 6.5 goal, but ended up beating that by quite a bit. And a large part of beating that was because Ryan Brown and I had a bet. And I'm not going to tell you how that turned out, who beat who, anything like that. You're going to have to wait till we get the full podcast out this coming week. But I will say this, it was a battle. He and we were both pushing, especially at the end, to try to get this done. And I don't think either one of us really expected for the two of us to be that evenly matched. I mean, it was very close. You'll have to listen this week to find out what happened. Now, I will say some things. I rode the YT Izzo, and I don't think I got everything nailed on my setup this year. I did nail, I think, my nutrition and hydration as much as I could. But the new bike, I think I just ran probably a pound or two too much air in the front tire. Should have let some out. Probably a little too much out back. I did actually let some out at the Berryman campground. Might have ran too much air pressure in the fork since I added the new tokens. Just felt really harsh, really harsh and chattery in the fork all day. In a fork that when I first got it seemed very soft. So, like I said, I'll probably chalk that up to I need to lower the PSI in the fork probably 5 pounds. And, I started with 21 PSI in the front tire. I bet it's higher just because the temperature warmed up. I bet we finished at least 25 degrees warmer at the finish than we were at the start. So that's probably a big reason why, if your tires heat up like that, you can really add some PSI. This bike, I can't decide how to run the suspension. I did flip the lockout switch quite a bit. Whether it was full lockout or the middle mode or wide open. And on the paved road, obviously full lockout's probably the way to go, but there's enough bounce in your tire that kind of makes me bob a little when I'm locked out, and I'm just not sure it was actually any faster than running it in the medium mode, or even open. This bike's so efficient. I think from now on, unless I'm basically on a paved or gravel road, I'm just going to run the thing in the full open mode all the time and quit messing with it. Because I can tell it definitely carries speed down the trail. Once the trail kind of levels out or goes downhill, it carries speed so much better with the shock open, because every time it hits a bump, it's giving, and it's not just bouncing off rocks and rebounding against the rocks. But speaking of rebound, I do need to slow it down. It's too fast. I think I might be running a little too much air, especially since I added a bigger spacer in the shock. I can definitely say I can tell it made a huge difference. I went from the smallest spacer to, I guess, the next biggest one up, but it looks more than twice as big. But I think it is only the next one up, so that's plenty on this bike. I have no complaints now about bottom out resistance. I do have complaints about myself. I should have taken this more seriously throughout the year, but I think with Ryan getting hurt over and over, I didn't. But I gotta lose weight, guys. I'm too heavy. I came into this race with just me naked, almost 190 pounds, and for someone that's only 5'9", that's too much. That's unacceptable. And if I do this race next year, I've got to lose weight. But I don't think I'll be making a bet about it next year because I don't want to push myself as hard as I did today. My quads are just so shot. At the end of the race, everybody's smiling, having a good time, and I am just miserable. And all I want to do is go home and lay down. So, I'd like to do the same time I did this year, but just a fitter, lighter me might enjoy putting that time in a lot better than how it went this year. And gosh, hopefully we have some rain next year, maybe not on race day, but if we could just have a really heavy storm a week or two, even a week before the race would be wonderful, just to keep the dust down, because I'm telling you guys, it was absolutely miserable on the eyeballs. So this is just kind of my rapid reaction. Overall, pretty happy with the bike. Don't know if my cable just got dirty or what, but man, it got really hard to downshift with my thumb pushing the lever. It got really stiff and was tough to do. The Maxxis Ardent, I think, was fine. I didn't poke any holes in the tire. I think that little bit of extra thickness and weight that it has over the Barzo was worth it. I think it rolls probably just about as fast anyway, so no big deal there. And that's my BT Epic for this year's over. Got Iron Spokes Enduro, Funduro. It's shuttled in 2 weeks, so I've got to get back on the big bike and see if I can remember how to ride that thing. So I hope to see some of you guys down at Iron Spokes, and keep an ear out this week. Me and Ryan and Kyle will do our best to get the podcast out and analyze our battle during this race, because there's actually a lot more to tell. It's pretty interesting. Spoiler alert, way too many people cannot ride a bike down a hill. It just is silly. It's just silly at this point. And Ryan will be able to chime in on that too. All right, thanks for listening, everybody.